It's Independence Day. America's celebrating, America's remembering, and it goes without saying that America is still growing and reconciling and being made whole. Growing up, I had this friend who was always working on a project. I mean, always working on this project. At every turn, the project was still being tweaked, still being worked on, never ready for public access. Every year, every Olympics, every election, we'd ask about it and it was coming soon. As I became an adult, it became pretty disappointing to never see the finished product. And the product is still being worked on to this day. Over 20 years, this project is being worked on and everyone's waiting with bated breaths only to realize that this project may never come to pass. When I think of that, I think of the story about the man by the pool of Bethesda. For 38 years, this man sat lame by a pool that was renowned for its healing, miraculous power. Well, one day, Jesus is passing by, and he sees the man and he says, "Do you want to be made whole?" It's a yes or no question. It's very straightforward, honestly. And after 38 years of laying in your own mess, you'd assume that he was ready to give God a great big yes. However, he started making excuses. Excuses for why the miracle had not been done in his life. He was looking at his truth and not what God was able to do with his infinite wisdom. He was looking at his reality without comparing it to what his faith should be for God to work a miracle in his life. And so Jesus says, instead of telling me about that, instead of telling me about your problems, tell me what you want. And so many of us are dealing with crises where we don't know how to say what we want because we're trying to prove how humble we are. We're trying to prove that we're worthy of God's love and that we're worthy of a miracle and that we don't want to have to beg or ask for what we need because we just believe we're in the right place for God to bless us because of how humble we are, how slow we are to talk about ourselves when the truth of the matter is that none of us are worthy. And as much as we love this country, it too is not worthy of God's love and grace and favor. And I know we sing songs and hymns, and sometimes we forget that a country is her people. And we're all wretches undone. This country, like us, is flawed and sinful by nature, and we've got work to do, but grace. The song says, God shed his grace on thee. And it's this grace that carries us from season to season, from era to era, from president to president. And when we zoom out and we realize that God doesn't see America as divided as we sometimes see ourselves. He sees his creation that he loves so much in a mosaic of different expressions, in need of great grace, a people needing a miracle to bring them closer to him. And like this man by the pool of Bethesda, after 38 years, if we could only get over ourselves and quit making excuses, we could go from mess to miracle like that. And all we would just need to do is open our hearts and run relentlessly into the arms of Jesus Christ and be honest and be vulnerable to him. And miracles will begin to happen in our lives and in our country. Man, God bless you. And may God bless these United States of America. Happy Independence Day.